Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Listen. Maybe I wasn't familiar with their game. I haven't watched NXT since pre-COVID. I haven't watched NXT since their gender war with AEW. Forgive me, but don't blame me. We gotta blame Vince because he gave them rainbow colors. And I like a particular color. My favorite color is blue. I don't need the other 6 to 8 colors that's on the rainbow. It's not for me. But last night, I decided to watch NXT Roadblock because my guy Oba Femi was taking on Moose. That's my guy. I fuck with them heavy. So if I have your forgiveness and you are part of the crash outs like me, down in the comments section, just write, I'm a crash out, while we are on our road to 5,000 subscribers by the time of WrestleMania. Tall task. I got faith that we could get there. And while we're on the subject of crash outs, these fine gentlemen,
it is him, you, T-Lock, and me,
have taken crash outs to another level by becoming members of the channel. Channel memberships and subscribers are 2 completely different things. King 7, Gary 24, I know that they've been viewers of mine since the 2010s, not 2010, but the 2010s with an S on it. So they've been checking out my content for the longest. Timothy Fields, new name to me. Glad you joined the channel membership section of the Crash Outs.
Shoot the cameras out, then walk them down. Nobody know what happened. Like, what?
You guys are above and beyond, and I appreciate you, and I want to make sure that I take the time out to let you guys know that I do. Now that we got the intros out of the way, let's talk about NXT. Listen, I'm not going to give y'all a review on this show. I'm just going to give my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions. So if I already explained why I haven't watched NXT in so long, and if you guys remember me, I used to do full-blown reviews and wrestler breakdowns on NXT way back when. Maybe I'll get back to doing that one day. I don't know. Keep it specific for the members. But I just want to give my thoughts and opinions on what I saw with NXT. First, the reason why I gravitated toward NXT Roadblock is because, like I said, Oba Femi and Moose was like the calling card for me. We ain't getting nothing from WWE with Black History Month. So I'm going to take this as a win for Black History Month, even though we're halfway through it. March. Jesus, is going by so fast. And also we had Giulia versus Stephanie Vaquer. Now, I'm familiar with these women, but I don't have the deep dive in on these women. But I do know that they're very, very important to the independent scene of the women in Stardom and over in Japan. Checked out some of Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer is a beautiful woman. She got me wanting to see what Chile looking like. Chile. So I checked out a bit of their journey, and that got me to buy into wanting to see their match. We're going to talk about them shortly. So let me tell you the things that I do like. Wasn't really much on here that I didn't like, and maybe because it's Roadblock and I didn't get to see all of the fluff that happens on a weekly basis is why I have a good taste for this show. One of the good things that I like about this is each match, even though it was under 15 minutes, each match, it still felt like a more robust program than what we get in PLEs from the regular main roster. I don't know how they pulled that off with each of the matches being under 15 minutes. And it's still feeling like we got more bang for our buck. Main roster got some work to do with their PLEs. Like this 4-match card is enough. And it has to stop. It has to stop. And if you are going to give us that, find a way to give us more robust programming like we got here on NXT. I don't know what NXT did. Actually, I do. First, let me say that the stuff that they had in between matches actually mattered because it furthered storylines that are happening on a weekly basis and kind of filled in the blanks for stuff that we don't know that's going to be upcoming. They gave us a hook. They gave us a reason to want to watch the next week's show. We don't get that on the main roster. So that's one point that they have. I'll give them this. I was familiar with Axiom. Is that his name? Axiom? Axiom and Nathan Frazer's name. I'm familiar with they've been tag team champions for a pretty long time. And I'm also familiar with how the hell do they keep winning these matches. Never watched the match, didn't know anything outside of just that information about them. I watched them and I get it. Those two dudes is awesome. That is a awesome tag team to watch. They against the Hardys. I mean, the Hardys is there to give them the rub, even though they beat them. Just them being able to step into the ring with the Hardys against a legendary tag team like that. You don't need much more than that to get the rub. but they went above and beyond. The match was fun to watch, great to watch. And Axiom, I don't think I could give enough credit. Those dudes, man, they're going to be fun. I don't know the whole storyline between them two, but hopefully they're a real tag team. And when they come up to the main roster, they stay as one. I don't know how over they are. I don't know nothing. I just know that I enjoyed what I watched. In the next match, we got Jordynne Grace and I was about to call her Diana Purrazzo. Roxanne Perez. Not much I need to say about this. You guys know that I am a fan of Roxanne Perez's work ever since I saw her in the Royal Rumble for the first time. I didn't watch any of her stuff in NXT outside of her being someone that came up through Reality of Wrestling with Booker T, and how much he's promoted her as pretty much a disciple of his. I knew that she was going to be in good hands. I knew she was going to at least be a good worker and have an understanding of the business. So when she came up to, was it before the Royal Rumble? No, it was the Royal Rumble. That was her first shot. She just stood out amongst the crowd. Now, I already knew about Jordynne Grace, seen Jordynne Grace matches. I knew that she was going to be an ass kicker, and I knew she was going to be awesome. Jordynne Grace doesn't miss any beats. You ain't got to worry about Jordynne Grace having a bad match. She just doesn't do it. So I knew what to expect coming into this, and these two women delivered. Again, I don't need to talk about this. I just can't wait for Jordynne to be on the main roster. And Roxanne, she's already on her way up. Then we went with Oba Femi and my God. See, this right here is a good meat slapping match that I enjoy to watch. Give me the meat slapping. Slap it all. Yo, wait. Calm down. But y'all gotta like big, buff, black. Wait again. I don't want anybody clicking off. I take it back. My editor's broke, so I can't edit that part out. Understand me, please. But I love a match like this, man. These two big dudes, agile, powerful, just dunking each other, just all power. I love shit. This was some crash out shit. This was crash out without going too far into the crash out realm. They still wrestled, but this was some good. I love a good match like this. If you could get two big guys in there that could work, and it's not just some slow pace snail. I'm going to slap you. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to clothesline you. You could do more than that. I'm all in. This match delivered on everything that you think it would do from an aesthetic perspective. And like I said, y'all know I'm a Oba Femi guy. That's my guy. Oba's my guy. I don't know how he looks so old, but he's so young. The dude got the presence. He's got the ring work. He can speak on the mic extremely well. He's the ruler. I mean, we're going to get some more Oba Femi down in NXT. He's going to dominate there for a little longer. But, man, he's one of those guys, when he comes up to the main roster, I'm going to pray on Jesus' sandals that they don't mess this one up. And they will. They will. They will definitely mess this one up because nobody can be stronger than the H. So I'm just going to enjoy him while I can. I'm going to watch more NXT. Then we go into Javon Evans versus... Doesn't matter. There's some people that you could put in there with a broomstick and the shit's going to be... I never watched a Javon Evans match before. I may have seen like highlights of him flipping. That's it. Yo, when his entrance hit and he came out, instantly, I'm like, he got it. He's main roster ready. There's nothing that they need to do with it. I don't know if he could talk or not. I don't care. This dude is ready. And then I hear that he's like 20 years old. This kid is ready. Like, it's like he knows who he is. He knows what his character is. He's not trying to deviate away from who he is. Like you could tell he's a fun-loving, I'm happy to be here dude, but I got skills. Like, you could just see it as he comes out. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. The presentation of him, his aura is different. It's not an aura like all stop and look at me. It's an aura like the Rockers. And I know I'm dating myself here, talking about Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty way back when. Even though the Rockers never won a tag team title match, they've never been champions. Back in the 80s, they were so over, and it was because of their ring work. It was because of their presentation. It was because like their aura was their aura. It was how they were. And Javon Evans, I'm not saying that he's like them, but like that, where it's like he's not somebody that you're throwing out there to stand out just from the looks of things. But you know, when somebody like that comes out, you know this is about to be a time. I'm about to see something. That's what I got just from him coming out from the back. I didn't get to the ring work. First off, let me put respect on Ethan Page. Ethan Page I am familiar with, and I want to say that they have done wonders with this character that he has right now. It feels like things, like we say in football terms, where the game slows down for you. It feels like wrestling has slowed down for Ethan Page, and it's like he gets it now. Whereas before, he had no connectivity to the crowd. The guy could work, but he just couldn't get over. He was boring. Shawn Michaels found something in him that just works. It works for him. It's the more sinister vibe that he has. I think that Ethan's ready, but I also think that Ethan's somebody that they're also going to fuck up. I mean, it's what they do. And I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about once he goes up. Once he goes up, they're gonna turn him into Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. That's what they're gonna do with him. They shouldn't, but they'll probably do that with him. Guy has a look. The guy has the ring work. The guy has the persona, and they shouldn't deviate from it, but they will. Javon Evans is a freaking beast. Oh my God. And he's got crash out energy in him. We got to add Javon Evans to the crash out list of fame. He's in there. Javon Evans got crash out. Oh, and he's not the only one. That boy Trick Williams, when the stale dude came out, and what's his name? Evan Thorpe or Ethan Thorpe or Eddie Thorpe. When he came out, I guess he was trying to talk about his match that was upcoming with him and Trick next week. And Trick Williams came out with that crash out energy in the crowd. Give me the crash outs. I love the crash outs.
Yeah. Walking down bleeding with that stick. Extra bullets in my jumpsuit. I can't wait to let it hit.
Need more crash outs. I hope I'm not scaring white people. Hey, if you're white, if I scared you, let me know. Or just let me know if you're white. I love white people. But I just want to know. I just want to know if I can convert you over to becoming a crash out like the rest of us. That's all. I don't want to scare you. I want to invite you in. Come crash out with us. I'm not going to talk much about the match because, again, I'm not doing a review. I'll start doing reviews, not for this one, but I'll start doing reviews for the members section. Stephanie Vaquer and Giulia, the last match. I had to ask people if NXT took the time to tell the story of Stephanie Vaquer and Giulia and their rivalry. And the reason why I did that, or the reason why I had to know if NXT did that, is because there is a problem in WWE where they're not creating rivalries. I'll tag a video that I made about Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes should be today's Rock versus Austin, but they're not doing that. Like, they don't have rivalries in WWE anymore. I'll tag that video to the end at the end of this one. But Giulia and Stephanie Vaquer have a rivalry that's taken the women's wrestling world by storm over the past few years. And the importance of telling the story of their rivalry is what could set them apart from everyone else. And you want to set them apart from everyone else because you want people to see them as, oh, is that what the top looks like? I want to get there. And you can create other rivalries of people competing against one another to try to get to that level. If they're saying that these two women are at the top of the division because of their rivalry, and their rivalry is what got them here, then maybe others can create, like, there just needs to be more rivalries in WWE. Apparently they didn't tell the story of their rivalry, which is a big miss. But I think that you guys can kind of understand what I mean by the importance of rivalries and being able to tell the story of a rivalry. Needless to say, I watched this match three times. The first time I watched it, I was on Twitter sending out messages, so it wasn't catching me. I watched their entrances back a couple of times, and I was like, the entrances, they're not catching me. I mean, Vaquer, she definitely has a look to her. And Giulia, for some reason, it felt like they repackaged NXT Asuka and threw it onto Giulia for the entrance, just the entrance. I'm looking at her like, why do they have this mask on such a beautiful woman? Why? Why are they covering her face? Her face in WWE, in how WWE markets and how they do things, her face is a selling point. Her face is what's going to get you to pay attention at first to her matches. The matches are going to come secondary because you have to bring people in. And we're covering it up She didn't take off her mask until she got into the ring. Whereas Asuka, the mask was a part of her persona, and it was also merchandise. When Asuka got up on those ropes and she pulled that mask off real slow, it was a part of the mystique. It went from this mysterious, what are we going to get to? She takes the mask off and it's like, oh, she's about to kill somebody. Whereas with Giulia, it's like, I'm just wearing a mask just to wear a mask. What's the point of the, again, first time watching, I don't know. Did they say anything about it? I don't know. The match. So when I watched it the first time, I watched it with loose eyes. I wasn't watching it with my observation hockey. And I just wasn't impressed at first. I wasn't impressed. I was able to, I saw a bit of the sloppiness. It just didn't look like they were really in sync. But again, I was watching it loosely. So when the match was over, I felt underwhelmed. And I think it's because of the finish. So I say, you know what? I'm going to watch this match back uninterrupted. And when I watched it back uninterrupted, I will say, and this was a problem during the entire show, but the commercial breaks, even though it was picture in picture, it kind of takes you out of the action. It takes you out of the investment that you have when you're glued to the TV. And a lot of this match was during commercial breaks. The CW run a lot. Like, these ain't like 1 or 2 minute commercial. Like, these is like 5 to 6 minute commercial breaks. These was long commercials. So it kind of takes you out of the match a bit. But this time, since I'm watching it uninterrupted, I'm paying attention to the picture in picture specifically. And the match was good. That spiral tap off the top countered into whatever it was countered into and into a crossface. That was beautiful. But again, there were still some spots that they weren't in sync with. And it's because of Giulia's injury that I've heard about. I don't know what the injury is, but I did hear that she was injured, and that took away from a lot of their connectivity in this match. However, Stephanie, holy, that woman has it. That woman, we ain't gonna talk about how that girl looked. We are not gonna talk about how she did. She got me wanting to check out some chili videos so I could see how the landscape look out there and see if it's safe for me to go. Because if they grow those off the tree out there, I got to pick one. Give me a coconut water, give me the coconut chop off the top. Let me see. Do they got beaches over there? I need to see what it's looking like. Oh, this is going into a tangent, but there's not even much you need to say about Stephanie. She's somebody that just gets it and got it. She's crisp. She has a vast move set, and it's because of how traveled she is. Started in Chile, wrestled in Mexico, wrestled in Japan. I think she's wrestled in Australia. She's gotten her arts from multiple locations, which is what you want to have. You want people to come in to NXT from different excursions because they've had different styles that they've practiced, and it's just all welded into one. What I've seen from Stephanie Vaquer is somebody that looks like probably the prototypical perfect wrestler as a woman. She gets it. And I have heard her speak English. It's not good, but she can do it a little. I wouldn't let her cut a promo. But if she can get that down, and she seems like somebody that's going to take the time out to practice and learn English, if she could get that down, it's going to be a lot of women on that main roster that's going to be in trouble. She's somebody I don't see them being able to fuck her up. She's too good. She is too good. And I hear that Giulia is equal, if not better, in the right circumstance. But I'm also hearing that she hasn't adapted well to the WWE way of things. But it could be because they want her to be something that she's not, which is usually what happens. So hopefully, they could go into letting her be her and what made her special and the reason why they brought her in. But time will tell. I thoroughly enjoyed what I saw here on NXT Roadblock. It's my first time watching since pre-COVID, and I'm looking forward to doing it more. Let me know if you guys are looking forward to me making more NXT content. If you are, I will. And that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like on the video. Of course, comment down below. Let me know if you'll crash out like the rest of us. And before you go, you can click on one of these 2 videos. I just got to make sure that I remember to put the rivalry video here on the left side.